Alright guys, yo, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are all well and staying safe. You know all that good stuff. Obviously the UK and, well, mainly England in lockdown 2.0. Yeah, hope you're all bearing up. Hope everyone is staying in good spirits and everything in between. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the absolute awful performance that Arsenal gave over the weekend against Aston Villa at home at the Emirates. And yeah, for me, this is a video that I would usually do at least, maybe not so much after the game, like directly after the game, but it will be, soon after. There's been 24 hours in between. This is now the second day because obviously Arsenal played on Sunday. And yeah, I'm still dumbfounded, still, I guess that is the word, dumbfounded, as to what that performance was. I still can't get my head around just how bad we were. I mean, I know a lot of people have sort of said, just give him, sort of give the team time, this and that, and everything in between. But as from my own realistic, I like to think my opinions are realistic, and everything that I do say hopefully comes across very well, and it's, from my own personal opinion, it was the worst I've ever seen Arsenal play at the Emirates. There, I said it, because we've had worse teams and performed better against teams like that. And this is a team that knows how to play against top teams. They know how to play against the top six. Arguably, they are one of the top six. Because we've fallen so far down the pecking order in terms of sort of the top four, top six, top eight, however you call it. However far down you want to go. And it was just highlighted that, the whole performance absolutely stunk from start to finish. It was absolutely, it was toothless, spineless, gutless, passionless, and everything, all the words under the sun that I can't say. But yeah, without being a negative Nelly and, obviously just kind of focusing on the bad things, even though there were more bad things than there were good, this is usually a 6 things we learnt. So I'm going to go with 3 points that are good or better, and 3 obviously negatives. I guess we can do alternate. We could do 1 positive, 1 negative point, and so on and so forth. But for me, the first positive was the fact that it was, I guess, I know it sounds weird to say, it's not really a positive, but the first positive was the fact that it was only 3-0. Because let's be honest, they had numerous chances. They could have killed the game off way before they did. I think they had a goal chalked off for offside, which, I mean, to be fair, if it goes against you or even for you, you're kind of obviously livid. But we didn't use that to any advantage and whatnot. Not that I expected Arsenal to do so. But yeah, I guess that is the first point. The first point, that it was only 3-0, because let's be honest, we could have been 5-0 down before half time. And how mad is that to say as an Arsenal fan? When I'm not saying we have a God-given right to beat any team, we don't, because if there's anything that you've got to remind yourself as a football fan, that football is so unpredictable. And with, I guess, that being said, it was just highlighted massively. I guess, first negative, first of many that I could have named, but obviously, in keeping with the video theme or what, is just the lack of organisation. Which was so apparent. It's been apparent for a long time, but it was highlighted very much in that game. Obviously the midfield was non-existent. Obviously I know it didn't help Thomas Partey going off, injured obviously at half time, but he was non-existent, arguably exposed, because he was played with El Neni, who, yes, to his credit, has been very, very good since coming back. But it gets, it just highlights, when you lose a game, it highlights just how bad the squad is. When you're reliant upon, you've got Granit Xhaka on the bench. Yes, I know he's not everyone's favourite, but he's a better player than El Neni, and for me, it kind of, the lineup, as I said, before, and no doubt I'll say it time and time again, it was one that didn't instill the most amount of confidence that it probably could, that it probably should, not could, should. And, if you don't feel that confidence going into the game, how are you meant to gain it as the game's progressing? So, that's just the long and short of it. So, yeah, the lack of organisation being the first negative, and I think it was just very much highlighted, that we don't have no born leaders in the side. We brought in a good couple of players, Gabriel, Partey, very good, not knocking it at all, but those same, I don't know what they are, like, the same underlying issues will plague us going forward as we try and progress as a football team and try and get back to where I guess we belong. Where that is, who knows at the moment. But yeah, that's obviously the first negative. The first positive was obviously the fact that it was only 3-0, even though that's arguably a negative as well. But yeah, getting back, obviously, second positive, obviously Gabriel again, and not so much a standout performance, but obviously a better performance from the rest of the side. And obviously he's proven the fact that, for the transfer fee we paid, what was it, 27 million? Absolute still. Because of that type of price, you're getting you should be getting a bang average player in this current market. So yeah, that was highlighted, obviously, and it has been since the start of the season, and since he's, obviously since his inclusion from the very first game that he started since his debut, and I can't really think of anyone else that has played consistently so well since obviously signing and whatnot, and since he is a defender, and it's obviously it's always one that just it's one that kind of you think Arsenal defenders over the years have not been particularly great. We haven't really brought so much a vast array of perfect talent or nigh on perfect talent, but obviously without yakking on about that. The second negative, to be fair, has to be the front line. The front line was absolutely ridiculous. Lacazette and Willian need to be dropped for the foreseeable future, before just so they can come back and show just how much Arsenal mean to them, or whatever, or how much they don't mean to them in some ways. Because I think I don't know, because Lacazette really started well this year, and we were all thinking, or maybe it's just a minority, maybe, and we were all thinking he's coming back to the Lacazette that we know, and it's looking good, and for him to, obviously there was that chance that he had within the game, and it just, there was quite a few chances, obviously, that obviously we didn't take, and on another day we do, and then maybe another day we don't lose 3-0, whatever. But that is just football. That's just how it is. It's the most unpredictable sport in, I guess, as and when, whichever sports you follow. But yeah, that was the second negative, the fact that Willian and Lacazette played, because obviously I've got my own opinions, which I will outline in a video very, very soon, because now we're on the international break. I'll try and get out maybe 2 or 3 videos and whatever, but talking about different things. And I think those two just highlight just how bad they've been for a long while, even though, as I mentioned, Lacazette had a fairly decent start to the season, but it's just one of them that we seem to, it seems to incur on a regular basis. With our strikers, they don't ever seem to be clinical. You look at the other big teams; they've all got clinical strikers and whatnot. I just think it's not great, because I I'm just lost for words. Third positive even. It was the fact that I guess he wrote the wrongs of the lineup eventually. As the game went on, brought the likes of Pepe on. Obviously, Ceballos came on half time. I think with obviously went off for Party. Party went off, sorry. And yeah, I think even though that's not really so much a positive, because he should have done that from the get-go. Give yourself the best chance to win the game, and I think we never stood a chance personally. So yeah, I think that was obviously it was just very much highlighted in as the game progressed. So yeah, that's the third positive. Third negative is just the fact that they knew how, obviously the players and the manager alike knew, all the coaching staff knew just how much of a talent, not so much, I guess, he's an absolute incredible talent. You guys know who I'm talking about, Jack Grealish, just one of the most exciting players in the Premier League. I won't be told anything, I won't be told otherwise. He is just that. You can't give someone that much of the ball, and you can't stand off someone like that. In terms, and expect him not to hurt you, expect him not to capitalise. If you're consistently standing off of him, he's going to keep running at you, and you're making your bed. Basically, you're making your bed. You've got to lie in it, and we very much did so. And to be quite honest, Villa were deserved winners. I can't come out and say Arsenal deserved anything from the game, because they absolutely didn't. They absolutely stunk. And to be fair, that is the end of the video. Obviously, it's not a video that I really wanted to be making. It's not a video that I thought I would be making, personally. But yeah, if you did get anything from it, as always, slap a like on the video, subscribe while you're down there, because obviously it's free. Everyone likes free stuff. I'm out in a bit. Deuces.